Hi everybody, my name is Humphrey. I'm Dean of the University of Maine College of Engineering. Welcome on this tour of the Ferland Engineering Education and Design Center. This $78 million project is racing to completion. This is going to become the center of engineering at the University of Maine. Off to my side here, this is the Campus Welcome Center. In the future, when students come for a tour, whether it be for engineering or philosophy or whatever, they're actually going to start in this absolutely wonderful building. One of the key features of this building is our Student Project Design Suite. Let's take a walk up and actually go into that suite. So we're just heading up the main corridor here. You can see it's an area, a lot of bustling activity. And now we're going to step into the Design Suite. So here we are in the Student Project Design Suite. We have two pods. This area here has 22 workbenches. We've got another area over there with another 22 workbenches. This is where students can take and work on their projects. We can assign a bench to a group of students for a semester or a year, so it's truly your space with lockable storage underneath. And then the bench area is surrounded by shops. On this half of the shop, what we have is we have a biomedical engineering shop. Next to it, we have an electronics shop. And next to it, we've got a 3D printing shop. Then as we take and continue our way through this space, and let me find a place through the construction equipment. So here we go. Yep, so we're walking up through here. So now we're walking from the first pod of 22 workbenches. Now we're going into the connecting walkway. What we have on this side is we've got lockers where students can store their projects when they're not here working. Over on this side, we've got a tool crib where you can take and check out the tools you need to work on for your projects, and also some of your expendable supplies will be there. So now we're going to kind of pass up through this area here and go into the second pod. So here we go, into the second pod area here. So now we're going from the connecting walkway into the second pod. So we get another 22 workbenches here, and again, we can assign a bench to a group of students for a semester or a year. Then we have additional shops. In the far corner, we have a shop for vehicles. In the middle, we've got a shop for metals, and then next to it, we've got a shop for wood. Then if we take and come up around the corner, we can see the last shop that we have here, because as we take and go and look at this area right here, this is our composite shop. So just to kind of summarize what we have for our Student Project Design Suite is we have a total of 44 workbenches we can assign to a group of students for a semester or a year. Then it's surrounded by shops. And we have shops for biomedical engineering, electronics, 3D printing, a tool crib, a vehicle shop, a metal shop, a wood shop, and a composite shop. This is going to be the best space of its kind. It's built for our students to use, and it's the best space of its kind in the Northeast. Now what we're going to do is go back out into the main corridor. So let's find a way we can get out here. Okay, let's see. We're not going that way. Okay, we're working on it. Okay, so we're going into the composite shop. Now back out into the main corridor. Yeah, we're working our way down the main corridor. Now we're coming off the main corridor, coming into one of our classrooms. So this is a classroom that has a seating capacity of about 60. All of our classrooms are set up for collaborative learning, meaning that you'll sit at a table of 6 or so students. On the wall, there's going to be a large screen monitor. Anyone sitting at the table can wirelessly connect their laptop and show what's on their screen to the entire group, and you're going to be working under the guidance of the faculty member. We have classrooms like this on every floor of the building. Now we're going to make our way through this classroom and we're going to go out to the downstairs part of the student commons. So here we are now coming out into the student commons. This is the downstairs portion of this. There's also an upstairs portion. You can see we've got 2 stories of glass. So lots of natural light here. We have tables and chairs, lots of comfortable seating. We've got food service available here. So this is space for you to take and just kind of hang out. We want this place to be the gathering place for all engineering students. And for our future students, you'll be in this building at least once a day for something. So we've got this 2-story area here. We're actually going to have a large screen projection up there on top, so we can use this for gatherings, and just a great sound system. There's also a good place to say that for this building, just the AV system alone is $1.3 million. You can get a heck of a great AV system for $1.3 million. This is what's here waiting for our students. So now we're going to take and work our way back out to Main Street. So we're going to take and work our way back around. So now we're going from Main Street into an area specifically for our mechanical engineering technology students. So let's take a walk through here. We've got a collaborative classroom that's designated specially for them. Now we're going to go into a connecting hallway. This is where we're going to have storage, so you can keep store your book bags and your coats and things here. And then we go out into the Pratt & Whitney tool room. So this space here is where we're going to have our milling machines, our metal lathes, our CNC machines that our mechanical engineering technology students use. This great big vast space is going to be all filled up with equipment. The lab manager sits off in the corner, so you're going to work under his guidance as you're taking and working in this absolutely wonderful space. What we're going to do now is we're going to take and actually go up to the 2nd floor of the building, and we'll pick up again when we get there. So now we're up on the 2nd floor of our student commons. Again, we've got this 2 stories of glass to let in lots of natural light. We've got an area over here where we have more comfortable seating. Again, this is going to be the gathering place for all of our students. And as we take a look out in back, that is one of our student meeting rooms. We have student meeting rooms on every floor of the building. You're going to be able to go onto your cell phone and take and reserve one of these spaces. And we'll have a display panel on the door where your name will actually come up with your name and the time that it's reserved. So again, this is just awesome, awesome space for you. What we're going to do next is we're going to go into actually one of the nicest rooms in the building. So we're going to take and step into here. This is our student club room for the 18 different student clubs that the College of Engineering has. The reason I say this is the best room in the building is we've got glass on 2 sides here. So lots of great natural light. We're going to have something like a 75-inch TV here mounted up on the wall, and this is for the use of all of our student clubs. And again, it's one of the nicest spaces in the whole building. So now we're going to work our way back out toward Main Street. And we're going back through the 2nd floor part of the student commons area. So here we go here. As we get up to this level, the 2nd floor level, you can really see the building is really starting to take shape. On this floor, they're starting to put in some of the glass and things like that. Right behind me here is actually where the mechanical engineering department office is going to be. You can see the glass is already in place and they're moving right along. So let's continue to work our way up through Main Street. We've got openings in the floor here. This is where the grand staircase goes from the 2nd floor, first floor up to the 2nd floor level. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take and walk into one of our 2 mechanical engineering teaching labs. So now we're in one of our two mechanics engineering teaching labs. It's covered up right now to keep it protected, but that's where we have cubbies to take and store your book bags and hang up your coats. This area here is going to have all movable workbenches. We've got power drops that come down from overhead. And we're going to take and go from this space into the space next door. So we're just working our way through the mechanical engineering teaching labs. We've got a lab prep area here in the middle, and then we're going to take and actually walk into the second part of the teaching lab. So here we are now in the second part of our mechanical engineering teaching lab. This lab is particularly for mechanical engineering and mechanical engineering technology students. So we're going to have benches around the sides. We've got power drops that come down from overhead. As we take and look a little bit more off to this side over here, what we can see, they don't have the glass in this portion yet, but these are going to be windows so people who are walking by in the main corridor can see the really cool things that are happening in the labs. So now we're going to take and work from here back out into the main corridor. So here we go. Now we're back out in the main corridor. And I want to point out this area here. This is a seating area that is just open for your use. Lots of comfortable seating. There's one of our large classrooms right behind it here. As we take a look up the main corridor here, you really get a sense for how really big this building is. And to get a sense of just how inviting this building is, what we have over here on this side, this shows the really nice white ash that we have that finishes, that's the finish on one wall of our main corridor. So this is a nice, bright, inviting building because we want our students to be here multiple times a day. So now we're on the second floor. What we're going to do now is we're going to transition up to the third floor. So now we're up on the third floor of the building. And again, you can just get a sense of how big this building is. And if you take and kind of look up, you can see this just incredible skylight that we have up here to let all the natural light into the building. Now let's start taking a look at some of the labs we have here. So if we take and work our way just a little ways up the hall. What we have here, this is our biomedical engineering teaching lab. We've got this blocked off right now, so we're not going to quite step in there. But this is a key teaching laboratory for our biomedical engineering students. We've got the main part of the teaching lab, and it's surrounded by separate supporting labs. We have a lab for instrumentation, tissue culture, sample preparation, and microscopy. And this is specifically for our mechanical engineering technology students. As we take and get up at this floor in particular, we take a look at the wall like here. This is all painted. They've got the wires for the light switches. They're just making great progress up at this level. So now we're going to take and work our way a bit further up the corridor here. So on this side, we've got seating for our graduate students. And we're going to continue to work our way up the corridor. And again, you can get a sense for just how beautiful and open this building is. Just absolutely wonderful space. Off to the side, we've got a third floor collaborative classroom. They're using that as a staging area for materials, so we're not going to quite go in there today. We've got one of our computational labs here off to the side, again for our students' use. Again, see just how bright and open this building is. So this is a classroom that's small. This seats about 18 off here to this side. Then continue to work our way up the main corridor. Now we come to where the biomedical engineering will have their departmental office here off to the side here. And we'll work our way up, and we're going to go into the biomedical engineering research labs. We're now back up at the south end of the building and working our way down a connecting corridor. So here we just go down a connecting corridor here, and we'll get to the interior hallway that services all of our biomedical engineering research labs. So here we are in the corridor that serves our biomedical engineering research labs. This goes the entire length of the building. We've got labs on both sides. This is obviously important space for our biomedical engineering faculty members, our biomedical engineering graduate students, but also very important for our biomedical engineering undergraduates. Lots of opportunities for students to take and work in these labs in conjunction with faculty members and grad students on some really great research projects. We're going to take and go into one of these rooms here that's just off to this side here. Here we can see that they're starting to install some of the casework in this lab. Off to the side there, they've got some fume hoods. This is actually one of our rooms that's a biosecure lab. So we can take and do some work that requires that type of capability. Then we take and come back out to the main corridor and continue to work our way up. As we go up on this side, these are mostly supporting laboratories on this side, and then we continue to work our way down the main corridor here. And again, this is all biomedical engineering research. We're going to go into another one of our biosecure labs. As we take a look out toward the back, you can see it's open right now. That will actually be glass so that people who are walking up and down the corridor can see the cool things that are happening in our laboratories. Now we're going to continue to work our way up the corridor. The reason we've got the blue floor covering here, they actually have the finished floor down here, and this blue is just protecting it. Then we're going to take and work our way up here. More supporting labs on this side. These are for things like tissue culture, chemistry support labs, imaging support labs, and things like that. Then let's head into this lab here. This is one of our flex labs, meaning that it's built so we can take and adjust how we take and use it. And then we're going to go directly across the hall. And we have a series of 4 rooms now that extend all the way up this side. These are more chemistry type laboratories to support our biomedical engineering research work. So we have fume hoods and all the appropriate facilities for that. Now let's continue to work our way up the interior corridor here. And again, we've got more chemistry labs on this side, flex labs up on this side. And continue to work our way down the corridor. Okay, they're in there putting down the flooring now. That's awesome. Let's see. Kind of dark in that one, so we're not going to go in there. So let's work our way up to the corner here. Another room where they're working on putting down floor. This is our biomechanics lab. And they're definitely not walking there. They got wet glue on the floor. So let's take and work our way now back up toward the main corridor. So now we're back out on the main corridor. We're going to take and wrap things up here. So this is an incredible building that we're building for our students. This is for you. This is a $78 million project. This is going to open on August 24th of 2022, so just some 4 months from now. For the class of students who's going to be starting this fall, you're going to be the first students in this building to take advantage of all the great capabilities that this has. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you up here at UMaine.